Guys, here's your guys' homework on normal distribution worksheet. Okay, so this is like a refresher from last week, you guys, because that was the first week we went over it. Last week? Oh, no, that was spring break. 2 weeks ago. Okay, number one. So it says this is one standard deviation away from the mean plus one. So since the mean is 45, plus one standard deviation away would be 45 plus 8.3, which is how we get that. Now, if it's plus 3 standard deviations from the mean, then it's 45 plus 3 of those. So 45 plus 3 times 8.3, which would give you guys 69.9. Okay, this one says minus 1 standard deviation away from the mean. So mean, that means you subtract 1 standard deviation from 45 to get 36.7. And then this is minus 2 standard deviations from the mean, which is 45 minus 2 of these. So you guys would get 28.4. Okay, 5 through, is that 10? 5 through 10, you guys, all you have to do for every one of these is just write down the mean in the middle, and then you have to just go standard deviations away from the mean each time. So since this one was 12, right, that means it's plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, minus 12, minus 12, minus 12. And it's the same for every single 5 through 10, except it's a different mean and standard deviation that you have to deal with. So like this one, the mean is 100, so you put 100 in the middle, and then you go plus 15, plus 15, plus 15. 100 in the middle, minus 15, ooh. One standard deviation away, one standard deviation away, one standard deviation, or more, which is 15. Okay, so I think you guys have a pretty much handle on those. All right, so in your guys' notes from normal distribution, we drew something like this. So that's a normal distributed right there. And then, what's it called? The empirical rule, remember, one standard deviation away from the mean. Those marks, it's 34.1% each way. If it's 2 standard deviations away, then it's going to be a total of, what was it? 47.7%, which in total is 95.4%, right? And then if it's 3 standard deviations away, then it's 99.8%. Oh my gosh. 99.8%. And then if it's everything, it's 100%. So this is how you guys break it up each time. Okay, so I broke down my percentage using empirical rule. And then remember, here's my mean, and then each one is 1 standard deviation more, which is 5.1. So that's how you guys set it up. Now, let's do number 12. Okay, between 6.0 and 6.9. So it's in between here, you guys. And that's 13.6%. Greater than 6.9. So here's 6.9, you guys. Greater is this way. So it's 2.2 plus 0.1 to get 2.3%. Between 4.2 and 6.0, so 4.2 is right here, 6.0 is right there. In between, so it's that percentage, you guys, which is 68.2%. Less than 4.2, so here's 4.2, less than is this way, so you add up all of these percentages, you guys, and that's 15.9%. Less than 5.1, so here's 5.1, you guys, and you guys less than this halfway mark, so that's going to be all of these add up to 50%. Um, less, no. Between 4.2 and 5.1, so between 4.2 and 5.1, that's 34.1%. All right, so that's those. Okay, now here, so I wrote down my normal distribution and I broke it up into its empirical rule with those percentages. And then in the problem, there's the mean, and then it says standard deviation of 10. So 1 standard deviation, 2, 3, each by 10. And same way this way. So that's how you guys set it up. Now we look into this. So how many students score? So notice you guys, it's not asking for percentage. They're asking for an amount. So that means we have to use whatever percentage that we know and times it by the total. So for us, the total is 230. So it says how many students score above 96. So if we look here, right? Here's 96. Above there is that percentage, right? So that's going to be 2.3%. And we're going to multiply the 2.3% by the total. So 230 times 2.3. But remember, change the percentage into a decimal and then multiply, and you should get around 5 students. And for some of these, or for all of these, you guys, you round down. Because if you had 5.7 students, you can't have 0.7 of a student. So it's just 5 total students. Okay, same thing here. Part B, how many students score below 66? Well, here's 66. Below is these percentages right there, which adds up to 15.9 times the total. So 230 times 15.9%. 15.9 becomes the decimal, and then 230 times 0.159, which is around 36 students. And then for the last one, how many students score within 1 standard deviation of the mean? So within 1 standard deviation, you guys, so here's the mean. 1 standard deviation is this way, and 1 standard deviation is this way. So that means it's this percentage, right? So that's 68.2. So 230 times 68.2, which is 230 times 0.682, which is 156 students around. Okay, 19, same type of deal. So it says the mean is 5 and a standard deviation of 0.03. So normal distribution. Here's your mean. All these percentages come from the empirical rule. And then it's 0.03 standard deviation, right? So 0.03, keep on going, and then 0.03 this way. Okay, so let's look at this. Find the number of nails in a bag of 120 that are less than 4.94. Here's 4.94. Less than that is this percentage, which is 2.3%. So you have to do the total 120 times 2.3%. 2.3% becomes 0.023. Multiply these together, you're going to get around 2 nails. Next one, bag of 120 that are between 4.97 and 5.03. So between 4.97 and 5.03, that's this percentage right there, which is 68.2. So multiply the total by 60.2, change the percentage to a decimal, multiply those together, and you're going to get around 81 nails. Again, round down, because you can't have, if it's 81.3, you can't have 0.3 of a nail. If it's 81.9, you can't have 0.9 of a nail. So 81. C, find the number of nails in a bag of 120 that are over 5.03 long. So here's 5.03. Over that would be all of these percentages added together, which is 15.9. So the total times 15.9%, which is 0.159 as a decimal. 120 times 0.159, 19 nails around. Last one. So they gave us this diagram. You guys could, if you guys made a curve along the top of the boxes, you could kind of see that's a normal distribution as well. So as you guys can see, I kind of just drew a line on each one, where there was, so this line is the mean, and then each other line is one standard deviation more away. And then I set up my empirical rule, which is the percentages, right? Alright, so first one, about what percent of bags of pet food weigh less than 49.8 pounds? So here's 49.8 pounds. Less than that would be this percentage, so that would be 15.9%. In a group of 250 bags, how many would you expect to weigh more than 50.4? Well, here's 50.4, and here's the percentage, right? But they're not asking for percentage, they're asking for how many. So you have to do 2.3% times the total, which is 250. 2.3 becomes 0.023 as a decimal, so 250 times 0.023, 5 bags. Now, this last one's a little challenging because it tells you guys 1.5 standard deviation away. So if you guys look at this diagram, on the bottom I did 1.5. Now, do you recognize that if you do 1.5, you guys, this is like half of the 13.6 on this side and on this side, right? So that means you have to do, well, half of 13.6 is 6.8 there, and half of 13.6 is 6.8 there. So that means it's from here to here, which is these percentages added up together. So it is the total times half of what I just showed you, 13.6, plus the 34.1s plus half of 13.6, which adds up, you guys, to be 81.8%, 81.8, which is 0.818 times 50, which is going to be around 40 bags. So that's it. Nice review on this, and then we will have our assessment next week, okay? So good luck, you guys, all right?